When the biggest game of the season arrived and Chelsea needed someone to stand up against Premier League leaders Arsenal, nobody expected the hero to be a right back playing defensive midfield. But that is exactly what happened, and it has changed everything we thought we knew about Reece James and his future at this football club. Welcome back to the channel, Chelsea family. Drop a comment and let me know which country you are watching from today. If you love content like this, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss an update on the Blues. Let me take you back to Stamford Bridge on November 30th, 2025. The atmosphere was electric. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Second versus first. A London derby with title implications on the line. Both fan bases had spent the entire week debating which club had the superior midfield. Chelsea supporters backed Moises Caicedo as the best defensive midfielder in the league, while Arsenal fans championed Declan Rice as the ultimate midfield general. Jamie Carragher even suggested before the match that Caicedo had allowed those comparisons to get inside his head. Then came the 38th minute, and everything changed. Caicedo flew into a challenge on Mikel Merino with studs showing, catching the Spaniard high on the ankle. Referee Anthony Taylor initially showed a yellow card, but VAR intervened. After reviewing the footage, Taylor walked over to the monitor, watched the replays, and upgraded that yellow to a straight red. Caicedo was gone. Chelsea were down to 10 men against the league leaders with more than half the match still to play. Do you think Caicedo let the pre-match hype and comparisons with Rice affect his judgment? Or was it simply a mistimed tackle in the heat of a London derby? What happened next was remarkable. While Arsenal had Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and Mikel Merino in their engine room, Chelsea now had to rely on a right back to control the midfield. Enzo Maresca had already deployed Reece James in a central role alongside Caicedo, but now the captain was essentially on his own against three experienced internationals who start for England and Spain. James did not just survive, he dominated. The statistics from that performance are simply outrageous. James won 11 of 12 duels he contested, the highest figure of any player on the pitch. Think about that for a moment. Against the most physical team in the Premier League, with a man disadvantage, a converted right back won more individual battles than anyone else. He drew 4 fouls, again more than any other player, as Arsenal simply could not stop him surging forward with the ball. The only way they could prevent him from driving through the middle of the park was to bring him down. Incredibly, his relentless running drew 3 yellow cards from opposition players trying to stop him. Then came the goal. 3 minutes into the second half, James delivered a teasing near-post corner that Trevoh Chalobah flicked beyond David Raya. Chelsea were ahead against all odds. That assist was James's 4th in all competitions this season, and no Chelsea player has provided more in 2025-26. Even after Merino equalized to earn Arsenal a point, James never stopped running, never stopped battling, never stopped leading. He made 8 passes in the final third, a figure only Enzo Fernandez bettered among Chelsea's outfield players. 2 beautifully weighted diagonal balls to Alejandro Garnacho in the closing stages demonstrated his range of passing. He won possession back twice and created 2 clear chances after the red card. The pundits in the Sky Sports studio could not contain their admiration. Daniel Sturridge called James an absolute beast, highlighting the versatility he brings to the team with his set-piece delivery and his tools to play both midfield and right back.
Reece James, player of the match today. How pleased can Chelsea be with that performance, and how pleased can Reece James be with his own performance today?
I think firstly for Chelsea, they'll be very pleased. I think the manager will be in that dressing room congratulating the players for sticking to the task and understanding it was a naive tackle by Caicedo, but how focused they were to ensure that Arsenal weren't going to get clear chances. They worked tirelessly as a team. Everybody, every last one of them gave absolutely everything, and that's what it's all about. In order to be successful, you've got to sacrifice yourself. as an attacker, for sure, when you've got 10 men, it's important for you as one of the attackers to not necessarily think about scoring goals, and usually you'd reserve your energy to score goals, whereas in this case you reserve your energy to defend and ensure that you're making it difficult for the opposition. As for Reece James, I mean, we're talking about a player who's been in the first team environment now for many years and has become a senior player for this group. He's been at the club nearly 20 years and struggled with injuries throughout his career, specifically over the last couple of years. But there's no doubt he's an absolutely unbelievable football player. The versatility he brings to this team, the set pieces that he can bring, he's got all the tools to be able to play in midfield and to play right back. He was an absolute beast today. Gave him so much running power in midfield. It was a very, very experienced and professional performance from him, and he played very, very well.
Theo Walcott noted how impressed he was with James's growth and leadership skills, suggesting England manager Thomas Tuchel now has another option for the World Cup next year. Alan Shearer went further, naming James in his Premier League Team of the Week. If you could only pick one, would you rather have Reece James as a world-class right back or as a versatile midfielder who can slot into multiple positions depending on the opponent? What makes this transformation so fascinating is that it was always there, hidden in plain sight. Most Chelsea supporters remember James as the marauding right back who terrorized wingers during his breakthrough under Frank Lampard and later under Thomas Tuchel. In 2021-22, the last season where he started more than half of Chelsea's Premier League games, James completed the 8th most final third passes per 90 of any player in the entire division. He was our primary attacking threat alongside Ben Chilwell, regularly entering the penalty area and scoring crucial goals. But the foundations for this midfield role were actually laid years earlier. Back in 2018, a teenage Reece James arrived at Wigan Athletic on loan from Chelsea. He had never played a single minute of senior football. Paul Cook, the Wigan manager at the time, initially brought him in as backup for Nathan Byrne at right back. Within 2 training sessions, Cook realized he had something special on his hands. The reason we were moving him around a bit that season was because of how outstanding he was in each position, Cook later explained. If we had an area of the pitch we could improve, whether that was central defense, wingback, or central midfield, Reece would go in there and be our best player. Cook deployed James in midfield halfway through that championship campaign. One of his standout performances came in a 5-2 demolition of rivals Bolton Wanderers, controlling the game from the center of the park. James played 45 championship matches that season, won both the Players' Player and Club Player of the Year awards, and even captained the team in his final game before returning to Chelsea. The versatility was always there, it just needed the right manager to unlock it again. Enter Enzo Maresca. The Italian revealed earlier this season that he spoke to James about playing in midfield within 24 hours of taking the Chelsea job last summer. While some fans questioned the decision when James struggled in early appearances, Maresca stayed patient. He used the Conference League last season as a testing ground, deploying James in central midfield for 6 of his 7 European appearances. The captain even scored against Copenhagen in the last 16 while playing in that role. This season, the plan has come together beautifully. James started in midfield for the victory against Tottenham in November. He then lined up alongside Caicedo in the heart of the team against Barcelona in the Champions League, helping Chelsea secure a stunning 3-0 victory over the Spanish Giants at Stamford Bridge. In that match, James won 4 of 6 duels and demonstrated his flexibility by moving to right back at halftime when Malo Gusto was substituted. His performance earned him an 8.3 rating from major outlets. Do you believe Maresca deserves more credit for having the vision to transform James into a midfielder, or was this always inevitable given his natural ability? The beauty of this evolution is what it does for James's body. We all know the heartbreak of watching our captain suffer injury after injury over the past 3 years. Hamstring problems kept him out of the 2022 World Cup. Another hamstring issue ended his 2023-24 season early and forced him into surgery. He missed the start of this campaign recovering from yet another setback. But playing in midfield reduces the explosive sprints and overlapping runs demanded of a modern fullback. The position requires intelligence, positioning, and technical quality over pure athleticism. James has all of those attributes in abundance. If moving him into the middle of the park extends his career and keeps him available for more matches, then Maresca has found a solution that benefits everyone. Against Arsenal, James showed he can handle the biggest occasions in this new role. He went toe-to-toe with Reece and Zubimendi and came out on top. He showed leadership when his team needed it most, organizing the defense, keeping tempers in check, and demanding excellence from his teammates. After the match, James spoke to Sky Sports with typical modesty. "It is disappointing to come away with only 1 point," he said. "We went down to 10 men pretty early and that made it difficult. Everyone can see where we are and what we are fighting for. Today was a big statement, even though we wanted to win. There are positives to take from that." That statement extends far beyond a single point against the league leaders. Chelsea sit third in the Premier League with 24 points, just 6 behind Arsenal. They beat Barcelona 3-0 in the Champions League. They won the Conference League and Club World Cup last season with James lifting both trophies as captain. This young squad is growing up fast, and their leader is showing them the way. Maresca confirmed after the Arsenal match that James would miss the league fixture against Leeds to recover from playing 190 minutes in the space of a week. But with Cole Palmer and Dario Esugo returning to the squad, Chelsea have the depth to manage their captain carefully through the busy festive period. The player who once idolized Didier Drogba as a young striker, who was converted into a midfielder at Chelsea's academy, then pushed out to right back because he struggled initially, has come full circle. Reece James is not just a world-class right back anymore. He is a genuine midfield option for club and country.
So I have to ask you this. Looking at everything James has shown us this season in midfield, where do you want to see him play long-term? Should Maresca keep deploying him centrally in the biggest matches, or is his future still at right back? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, Chelsea family. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Up the Chels.